This morning I got up and decided I was going to go see the Christ of the Ozarks, this 60-foot statue of Jesus, which is about an hour away from me in Eureka Springs. And I think the guy who built this statue might have been a little bit of something in the territory of a white supremacist or a cultish kind of a guy. I'm not super sure, but that's in the past either way. And now it's this sort of a compound, and you go up there and it's designed to accommodate tourists, but it does feel a little bit cult-like, kind of like you go in there and it seems like they're too excited to evangelize whatever it is they're doing there. Like they have this fake kind of a Holy Land experience that they've got going on there. They've got a piece of the old Berlin wall there, just for people to see. There's like a bomb shelter from Israel that's just there, so you can look at it. It's kind of weird, but it is a local landmark, and I wanted to go see it for myself because it's a thing, and it is kind of cool. So I did that, and I thought, it is kind of interesting how there's a lot of people stuck in the past. Like later in this video, you'll see there's a Confederate flag flying about 10 minutes north of me, but a big, probably a 20-foot Confederate flag flying on somebody's property. And it's just normal. But, the Civil War ended 150 years ago, but people are still flying the flag of the Confederacy. We have people building 60-foot statues of Jesus and, kind of doing this weird kind of, I guess, Bible Belt culture of being a mixture of racist, homophobic, all of those kinds of things. Now, as a general whole, Northwest Arkansas is not like that, in the sense that, like, the Bentonville, Rogers, Fayetteville area is more cosmopolitan, a lot of diversity. It feels like a modern kind of a place, and a big part of that is because of Walmart and all of the other partners that do business there. But when you go to Arkansas as a broader whole, there's a lot of areas which don't feel very progressive. They feel like they're stuck in the past. And anyways, so that is that. I'll leave it there. But I went home and I was feeling a little bit tired just because it's been a very hot day. I think 96 degrees or so, but it felt like over 100. It just was very, very hot. And so I came home just kind of feeling tired, and so I took a nap, not really feeling it, but I also wanted to do something else with my day. Like, I didn't want to just come home and then sit in my apartment for the rest of the day. So I got up again and got a water bottle filled up again and went out for a walk, and just walked around the park near my apartment and made my way downtown. It's a nice, easy walk to downtown Bentonville, to the square. And I got a ice cream cone and went into the Walmart neighborhood market there and got a package of sushi and a coffee, and came out and ate those on the picnic table out there. And it was really nice to be kind of surrounded by just the sense of life, of people being there, hanging around, sitting around. And I just started thinking about just how much of a contrast there is between people stuck in the past and people who are living in the present. When you have, like the Jesus compound, and you have the Confederate flag waving folks, and then you have this, vibrant downtown square filled with people that are actively enjoying life in the present. And like, you can just sense a difference in the vibe so much. But then I was thinking, as I was sitting there eating my sushi, these kids come riding up on their bikes, a whole bunch of kids, all on their bikes, teenagers, and there's one of them with a big gallon jug of Sunny D, chugging it and passing it around to his buddies, and they're all just kind of making a ruckus, not in any way a negative thing, just being teenagers. And I was thinking about how so many cynical people like to say, well, you know, the best is behind us, and the new generation is lost, and it's just not gonna, you know, work out very well, and, you know, it's all gonna go to pot in a handbasket, you know. And I was thinking what hogwash that is. You know, all it is that people get tired, people get frustrated, people get stuck in their echo chamber for so long that all they see is despair and loss, and then they project that onto everybody else. But the reality is, there's young people who are enjoying their lives. There's people who are loving life, people doing creative things. There's amazing, vibrant places teeming with life. There's all kinds of wonderful stuff in the world. And if you surround yourself with things that give you a sense of life, then you're going to feel like your life is vibrant. While if you hole up in your old ways of thinking, and you have a cynical attitude toward life because it's easier to embrace cynicism than it is to change your worldview or your perspective, then, you know, you're gonna get what you put in. And that's all there is to it, you know. Like, I was looking around this beautiful public square downtown Bentonville, and there's a line of people at the ice cream shop. They can't even fit inside the building. It's all the way around and out the front door. There's people sitting around the fountain out there on a hot summer evening. Just all sorts of people hanging around there. And, you know, then I was walking home, and I was looking at this desolate parking lot at the dollar store, the Dollar General. And, you know, it's 10 o'clock at night and they've closed. And I was thinking, if I judged this town based off that empty parking lot at the Dollar General, then I would reach the conclusion that this is a desolate, empty town. But if I go a few blocks away and I look at all of the people who are enjoying their experience, all the people who are immersing themselves in a sense of life and community, well, then it's a very different experience, you know. And life is filled with examples of this, where you can choose to focus on things that make you feel like you're part of something greater than yourself, or you can focus on things which isolate you, things which give you, you know, validate that position, that belief you have that you are alone, that the best is behind you, that there's no hope for the future. You know, that doomer stuff where people like to go down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories and the belief that, you know, the stock market's going to crash and the supermarket shelves are all going to go empty and the dollar is going to be devalued and a terrorist attack is going to come and you know, nuclear war is going to happen, and, you know, it just goes on and on and on. All the negative things, you know. We're always in crisis because we want to be. And the question is, do you want your life to be defined by pain and misery and loss? Or do you want it to be defined by gain and blessing and optimism? And it's just like that feeling of mid-afternoon and it's too hot and I'm tired. You know, I took a nap, got up, refreshed myself, went back out again, and suddenly, you know, the evening had a whole different atmosphere to it, you know. And then I came home feeling energized, feeling like I was having a positive experience instead of feeling kind of blah. Life is filled with opportunities for us to either refresh and reset and embrace things that give us a sense of life, or to immerse ourselves in doom and gloom and that passive negativity of believing that we can't really enjoy our lives and there's something passively wrong with everything around us. There's a lot of value in surrounding yourself with things that are going to help push you in the direction of optimism. I believe it was Albert Einstein who said that we live in a friendly universe. It's important for us to believe that we do, because if you believe that the world is out to get you and the cards are all stacked against you and it's just a matter of time until it all blows up and everything goes to pot in a handbasket, well, then that's going to be the attitude that defines your life. It's never good enough. That life is a lost cause, you know. But you don't have to have that attitude. There was somebody who said to a room of people, do you believe that life is long and easy, or do you believe that life is short and hard? And they said the reality of this question is that in a study that was conducted of long life people, it was discovered that people who'd lived long, healthy lives tended to believe, if they were asked, that life is long and easy, while people who didn't have as long of life tended to believe that life is short and difficult. When you look at life through that pessimistic lens of thinking everything's hard, nothing's going to work out, well, that will take years off of your life. And if it doesn't take physical years off of your life, it'll take a lot of years off of your spiritual life. Because during all of that time when you could be celebrating the beauty of life, celebrating sharing this world with other people who also have a sense of life, instead of having that, all you have is your cynicism to keep you company. And eventually you stew in it for so long, it just consumes you. So accentuate the positive, let go of the negativity, let go of that mindset of deficiency, of loss, and believe that life is a beautiful thing. Because if you embrace the positive, you'll realize it's all around you. As always, good luck on your adventure. Till next time, thanks so much.